Hi, I'm Julie, and I want to talk to all the independent insurance agents out there who, like me, spend a lot of money on lead gen. I'm going to show you how to uncover the easiest, fastest, and most overlooked money making strategy in your business. The simple truth, your fortune is in the follow up. Think about it. Your existing pipeline is a goldmine of opportunities waiting to be explored. These are individuals who've already shown interest in your services. Before throwing any more money at hosting another webinar or buying more leads, why don't we explore how to reconnect with the ones you've already paid for? First of all, apparently follow up isn't on top of everyone's to do list. 80% of sales require 5 follow up calls after the first meeting. 54% of agents give up after the first follow up. So, why don't we follow up? Why, as agents, do we just keep buying more leads? I know for me personally, it's because it's easier. It's friendlier. You get to talk to people who want to talk to you. Scheduling a couple of hours a day to make mostly cold calls or time spent carefully crafting that perfect email just for it to go unread or ignored doesn't always feel productive. Even when your persistence pays off and they do agree to a call, you get to attempt to spark new interest on a previously failed offer. Let's face it, that's a lot of heavy lifting for one sales call. It's no wonder we continue to pay for new leads that are conveniently dropped into our calendars, and all we have to do is show up. They buy, they don't, next. Bottom line, we don't close all our leads. We could spend all day discussing why. What happened? Maybe they ghosted you on the first appointment. Maybe they said they loved your solution and just quit taking your calls. Maybe they politely said no thank you. Here's where we get in our own heads. No one likes to hear no. It's hard not to take personally. And it's that same hesitation that flows into our follow up activity. Personally, I am very good at thinking of all kinds of things to do rather than follow up with old leads. We're looking at this wrong. It's not personal. No means not now. No means it got ahead of them in the sales process. No means they weren't giving you the whole story. Until they hit the unsubscribe button, no means please follow up with me. As small business owners, we wear a lot of hats. The biggest one, of course, is banker. Every decision we make directly impacts our bottom line. So if you spend $3,000 a month on lead generation and close 2 to 3 cases as a result, is it worth it? Yeah. Does it take a lot of time and effort? Absolutely. If you're spending 20, 30, $50,000 a year for marketing, your primary focus has to remain on the money-making activities. I sat in on a sales meeting listening to this top producer share his business strategy. He buys a ridiculous amount of leads. He utilizes 2 assistants in his sales process and a full-time virtual assistant to manage follow-up. His words of wisdom: my system is simple. I just keep throwing money at it and it works. Now, I don't know, maybe he was a heck of a closer. Maybe he was marketing for the lead gen group that was hosting the meeting. But the part that resonated with me was the money he was spending on follow up. So, the easiest, hardest, fastest solution to ongoing client communication is automation. By setting up a business system that automates your leads and client follow up, effectively doubles your sales efforts without doubling your workload. You're free to continue running your appointments on the front end while the software is running your client communications on the back end. Here's what that looks like. So, an automated follow up campaign takes all your old leads and clients through a process called workflows that are essentially set up as plug and play. Using a combination of text and emails, the client receives messages based on where they are in their sales process. The system reads the response, or lack of, and determines what message gets sent next. All automated, all without you. So let's talk about text marketing for a minute. Studies show SMS generates 10 to 15 times higher conversion rates than email. Now, if you're like me, I was really gun shy about text marketing. First of all, compliance is no small deal. Secondly, and I might be showing my age here, but I don't like text messages from people who aren't on my radar. I was very concerned that I would be perceived as equally irritating by my clients. I have to admit, my first Reconnect campaign proved me entirely wrong. The campaign sent out an SMS and an email. I had a huge response to the report I was offering, and all of those responses came from text. Now, with that said, I had plenty of people who opted out from any future messaging, but not a bad thing. I was able to clean up my pipeline in one campaign. So, what exactly is a Reconnect campaign? A Reconnect campaign is designed to reopen a conversation, to build on or spark the original interest that motivated someone to reach out in the first place. This is usually accomplished with a offer of a free gift, a service, a report, something that gets them to respond back and ideally book an appointment. What I discovered is this does not have to be fancy. My text message literally reminded them that they had reached out originally and was wondering if they were still interested in this report. It truly was one of the most unsalesy marketing campaigns I've ever ran. A Reconnect campaign is implemented as an automated marketing drip over a set period of time. I reached out intermittently over a 10-day period. If they didn't respond in that time, the system automatically moved them to a nurture campaign. Now, the nurture campaign has a different goal. These are designed to foster long term relationships with clients simply by staying in touch using automated messaging. For old leads that haven't purchased from you, gives them a chance to get to know you better, to build confidence in your authority. Maintaining communications with existing clients is essential to building any long term relationship. Let's face it, when clients feel valued and engaged, they're more likely to remain your client. Again, the process is automated, the messages are customized to the type of client you're reaching out to. Neglecting to stay in touch with old leads isn't just a missed opportunity, it's literally leaving money on the table. Money you already spent to talk to that person in the first place. Think about this. To successfully convert a prospect to a client, you need to move their interest level from, say, a 1 to a 10. A consistent automated marketing campaign can do a lot of that heavy lifting for you. By building your value and re engaging their interest, prospects come back into the conversation at a 7 or 8 before you've even picked up the phone. Compare that to calling someone out of the blue, reintroducing yourself in the original offer. Even a good call, it's a long way to a 10. The solution? Automating your client communications with Client Reconnect. Client Reconnect is a follow up system built specifically for the business needs of independent insurance agents. Whether you're already diligent in your follow ups or find it challenging to maintain consistency, Client Reconnect is an automated plug and play follow up system that successfully works your sales pipeline without you. Now, if you're happy with your status quo, all good. No point fixing something that isn't broken. But if you're ready to elevate your business by removing yourself out of the follow up process, you provide us with your contact list, your company branding, and willingness to learn the basics of the software, and we'll set up the system you need to successfully automate your client communications.